Marat stood frozen in the hallway, her pulse thundering in her ears. Her office light glowed like a stage waiting for its final act. She drew her weapon and stepped inside. The room was empty. No signs of forced entry. No overturned furniture. Just the faint hum of fluorescent lights and the lingering sense that someone had been there moments before. On her desk sat a small digital recorder, black, scuffed, unmistakably out of place. Lucas appeared in the doorway behind her, breathless. Uniforms are sweeping the floor. No one saw anyone come in or out. Marat picked up the recorder. Her thumb hovered, then pressed play. Michael Everett's voice filled the room, raw and unsteady. If you're hearing this, then I'm either dead or finally out of moves. I didn't kill them, but I helped decide who would. The room felt smaller. Everett continued. Lena Holloway wasn't killed by the man I named. That was a lie I agreed to publish. The real driver was someone protected, someone untouchable. And the night I realized that, I was given a choice: bury the truth, or watch more innocent people disappear. The recording cut. Lucas stared at Marat. Protected by who? Marat already knew the answer. They reopened Lena Holloway's case from the inside out. The altered timestamps. The missing surveillance footage. The witness who'd recanted after a late-night visit from a senior officer. Every corrupted detail traced back to one desk. Captain Robert Hale, Marat's former mentor. The man who had trained her straight out of the academy. Who had taught her that integrity was the only thing no one could take from you unless you handed it over. Hale had overseen the original investigation. He'd approved the evidence transfers. He'd signed off on the final report. And 7 years ago, his son had been driving drunk the night Lena Holloway died. The pieces locked together with a sickening finality. Claire Holloway had uncovered it. Thomas Keane had helped hide it. Michael Everett had known and stayed silent. And now, someone was forcing the truth into the open, one body at a time. They found Everett at dawn. Alive. Barely. He was chained inside a storm drainage tunnel beneath the old freeway, rainwater lapping inches from his boots. The killer hadn't planned to let him drown. Not yet. Everett's eyes fluttered open as medics worked. She deserved the truth, he rasped. Claire. She wouldn't stop. I tried to scare her away. You called her, Marat said. That night. I warned her, Everett whispered. I told her to run. Who did this? Lucas demanded. Everett swallowed. Not me. Not Hale either. Marat felt the ground shift beneath her. Everett met her gaze. It was Lena's roommate, Emma Walsh. Emma Walsh had vanished after Lena's death. At least, that's what the record said. In reality, she changed her name, left the state, spent years studying criminal psychology, working private security contracts, learning how systems fail and how people exploit that failure. Lena hadn't died instantly. Emma had been there. She'd watched police close ranks, watched evidence disappear, watched powerful men decide whose life mattered. So she built a plan that took 7 years to unfold. She didn't want chaos, Everett said weakly. She wanted understanding. Guilt. Confessions. Emma had contacted Claire anonymously, feeding her pieces of the truth. When Claire figured it out, she became part of the message. Every victim had played a role in protecting the lie. Every message was carved for the same reader, Captain Robert Hale. They found Emma on the rooftop of the Ashford Ledger building as the sun rose, painting the city gold. She stood at the edge, coat whipping in the wind, calm as glass. You're late, she said without turning around. Marat approached slowly. It's over, Emma. Emma smiled faintly. No, it's finished. She held up her phone. On the screen was a scheduled email set to send in 60 seconds. Attached were documents, recordings, and a final video confession from Michael Everett, recorded hours earlier, addressed to every major media outlet in the country. You won't stop it, Emma said. And you shouldn't. People died, Marat said, voice tight. Yes, Emma replied. Because they chose silence. Sirens wailed below. Emma glanced back one last time. Tell Hale he wasn't special. Just convenient. Then she stepped off the edge. The fallout was seismic. Captain Hale was arrested within hours. His son confessed soon after. Careers ended. Lawsuits followed. Headlines screamed about corruption, cover-ups, and a justice system that nearly buried the truth forever. Michael Everett survived. He testified. He vanished from public life soon after. Claire Holloway's name became synonymous with courage. Officially, the case was closed. But 3 months later, Marat received a package at her apartment. No return address. Inside was a photograph of the Larkspur Park fountain, freshly restored. At its base, barely visible unless you knew where to look, were 5 words scratched shallow this time, almost tender. Now you know why. Marat stared at it, a cold realization settling in her chest. Emma Walsh had planned for everything, except being forgotten. If this story stayed with you, if it made you question what justice really looks like, subscribe now. The next story goes even deeper, and you won't want to miss it.